Hello students, welcome back to my channel. In the previous session, we discussed about the formulas of simple aggregative method and simple average of relatives method. Also, we solved a few problems based on the first method, that is simple aggregative method. In today's session, let us solve problems based on simple average of relatives method, which includes both AM and GM. Consider the given question. Example, the following are the prices, which is given in rupees, of commodities in 2005 and 2010. Calculate a price index based on price relative using arithmetic mean as well as geometric mean, and the table is given. The tabulated data is given in the slide. Here your question is to find price index number based on both AM and GM. As you will know that AM is constructed based on the formula P01 equal to sigma P divided by N, and GM equal to antilog of sigma log P divided by N. The data is given here. The price values are given for the base and the current year. Here base year is 2005, the previous year is 2005 and the current year is 2010, and different years are given as A, B, C, D, E and F. In order to find this solution, in order to find the price index number, write down solution, draw one more table, consider the commodities in the next table which comes in the solution part. So consider the different commodities which is given in the question. They are A, B, C, D and E and F. After that, copy the price values for the base year. Base year price is denoted as P0. So P0, under that copy the data, base year price values, that is 45, 60, 20, 50, 85 and 120. Consider the current year price values. Current year price is denoted as P1 and copy the values 55, 70, 30, 75, 90 and 130. Now in order to find AM and GM, the first step you should find capital letter P, price relative P, right? So how to find P value? P equal to small letter P1 divided by small letter P0, which is multiplied by 100. So in the next column, write that P equal to P1 divided by P0 into 100. Now start computing the values, find the value. For the first commodity, that is for A, P is P1 by P0 multiplied by 100, that is 55 divided by 45 multiplied by 100, that is equal to 122.22. Second value, 70 divided by 60 multiplied by 100, that is equal to 116.67. Similarly, compute the rest of the values and find the sum total of P, because in order to find arithmetic mean, you should find the sum total of P. You should find the sigma P to consider the value in the numerator. So find the sigma P, which is 753.1. So based on the obtained values, you can find AM. Now in order to find GM, you should find the log of P values, right? So in the next column, write the variable name as log P, log capital letter P, log of the price relatives, and start finding the values. First value, log of 122.22. Log of 122.2 is 2.0871. Second one, log of 116.67, that is 2.0667. Similarly, compute the other log values and find the sum total of the sigma log P, that is equal to 12.5653. After that, the next step is to construct the index number based on AM as well as GM. So first one is based on AM. Let us compute the first index number. So index number based on AM is, write the formula P01 equal to sigma P divided by N, which is equal to sigma P is 753.1 divided by N. N is the number of observation. Here 6 observations are given. So N is taken as 6. 753.1 divided by 6, which is equal to 125.517. Similarly, compute the index number based on geometric mean. Index number based on geometric mean is, write the formula P01 equal to antilog of sigma log P divided by small letter n, which is equal to antilog of sigma log P is 12.5653 divided by number of observation, which is 6, that is equal to antilog of 2.0942, that is equal to 124.3. In order to find antilog, press shift log of 2.0942. So press shift log 2.0942 and you will get the answer, that is 124.3. Note, it should be noted that AM gives greater weightage to bigger items. So index number which uses AM would be higher than the index number using GM, which means while constructing index number, since AM arithmetic mean gives greater weightage to the items based on their relative importance, so index number constructed based on AM would be greater than the index number constructed based on GM, means the AM answer will be greater than GM value. And you can verify this note with the above given problem, that is AM value is 125.517 and your GM is 124.3. So always AM will be greater than GM. Second type of index number, that is weighted, and you are computing the index number based on the price value. So weighted price index numbers. The next topic is weighted price index numbers. While constructing various unweighted index numbers, equal importance is given to all the items. But in practice, it can be seen that different items have varied importance. Thus, while computing index numbers, items should be considered with appropriate importance. This is done by assigning weights to the various items or commodities. The weight can be production figures, consumption figures. For the construction of the index numbers, quantity weights are used. Here, the difference between unweighted and weighted is that in the concept of unweighted index number, equal importance is given to all the items. So, the specific weight values will not be given or mentioned in the table or in the question. But in the concept of weighted index number, the weights are assigned based on their relative importance. If the item is of more importance, more weightage will be given to that item, and if the item is of least importance, less weightage will be given to that particular item. So weights are assigned based on their relative importance. It is not common for all the items. One weight value is not common for all the items under consideration. But in the concept of unweighted index number, equal importance is given. Since it is equal importance, we ignore the weight values and only based on the price values you are computing the index number. But here, since it is weighted index, you are giving the relative importance to each item based on which the weight values are assigned, and based on that you are constructing the relative index number. Under weighted index number, you have two subcategories. One is weighted aggregative method, second one is weighted average of relative index number. So let us discuss about the first type, that is weighted aggregate method. Now again, weighted aggregate is divided or constructed based on the 6 different formulae. So among that, first one, Laspier's price index number, Paste's price index number, Marshall-Edgeworth's price index number, Dorbish-Bowley's price index number, Fisher's price index number, and the last one is Kelly's price index number. So under price index number, under weighted aggregative method, there are 6 different formulae. Starting from Laspier's till the Kelly's, there are 6 formulas of computing index number. So based on these 6 formulas, you are going to compute the index number. Let us begin with the first one, that is Laspier's price index number. In last Pierce method, base year quantities are used as weights. Since it is based on the weighted aggregative method, weight values will be assigned to the respective index number. So under last Pierce method, base year quantities will be taken as weights, which means consider the given formula. The formula is P01 of L. P is price relative. You are finding price relative for the current year 1 with respect to the base year 0. So P01, L represents the name of the person, last Pierce. So P01 and you are computing last Pierce index number. So P01 of L equal to sigma P1 Q naught divided by sigma P naught Q naught, which is multiplied by 100. In index number, all the formulas look alike. So in order to remember the formula, first write sigma summation on both numerator as well as in the denominator. So write sigma in the numerator as well as in the denominator. After that, since you are computing price values, first you should write the indication for the price value, right? So indication for price, it is P1 and P0, that is base year and the current year price, right? So always current year price comes in the numerator and base year will come in the denominator. So after writing sigma, write current year price, which is P1 in the numerator, denominator will be P0. So sigma P1 divided by sigma P0. And the formula says that here base year quantities are fixed. Base year is denoted with the notation 0 and the quantities are denoted as Q. So base year quantity is denoted as Q0. So Q0 is fixed for both numerator and denominator. Understood? So in order to write the formula, write sigma on both numerator and denominator. Since you are computing price index, first price values will be considered. So always current year price will be considered in the numerator and the base year price will be in the denominator. So after writing sigma, P1 current year price divided by P0, which is base year price, and quantities, base year quantities are fixed for the construction of last year index. So Q0 is fixed for both numerator and denominator, and the formula is multiplied by 100. Second one, purchase price index number. In purchase method, current year quantities are used as weights. So for the previous method, in last year's base year quantities were considered as weights. For the purchase method, current year quantities are considered as weights. So again, while writing the formula, you are finding price index. So P, you are finding the price index for the year current year and with respect to the base year. So P01 of purchase. The person who invented this formula is purchase. So write his name. P01 of P equal to, again write sigma value in the numerator and in the denominator. Since you are finding price index, write P1 divided by P0. Here current year quantities are fixed. Current year quantity is denoted as Q, current year is 1. So Q1 is fixed for both numerator and denominator. Understood? In the previous method, it is sigma both the side, P1 by P0, Q0 was fixed. Here sigma on both the sides, numerator and denominator, P1 by P0, current year quantities Q1 divided by Q1, which is the same, and the formula is multiplied by 100. So P01 of P equal to sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q1 into 100. Always the left hand side P is the capital letter P values, right hand side the indication which you are using, those are the small letter P and Q values. Be careful. Third one, Marshall-Edgeworth's price index number. In Marshall-Edgeworth's method, the base year and current year quantities are considered for calculating the index number. Here, weights assigned are the average of base year and current year quantities, and the formula is sigma P1 Q0 plus sigma P1 Q1 divided by sigma P0 Q0 plus sigma P0 Q1, which is multiplied by 100. Now, in order to remember this formula, write numerator of last year plus numerator of past days in the numerator. So in the numerator of last year is sigma P1 Q0 plus numerator of past days is sigma P1 Q1 divided by denominator of last year's plus denominator of past days. So first learn last year and past days formula. The rest of the formulas are written based on those two formulae. Okay, so here in order to write Marshall Edgeworth, P01 of Marshall Edgeworth ME, P01 of ME equal to, in the numerator, last year numerator plus past year's numerator divided by last year denominator plus past year's denominator and multiply the formula by 100 and you will get Marshall Edgeworth price index number. Fourth one, Dorbish-Bowley's price index number. Dorbish-Bowley's index number is the arithmetic mean of the last year's and past year's index number. So how to compute arithmetic mean? It is the average of the given observation divided by the number of observation, right? If the given observation is 3 and 2, 3 plus 2 divided by the number of observation which is 2. 3 plus 2 by 2, that is 5 by 2 which is 2.5. This is the method of computing average, right? So the same method is applicable here. So average of last year and past days, which means you should add last year, add past days and divide it by 2. That is how you will obtain the answer. So P01 of Dorbish-Bowley's DB, P01 of DB equal to half into P01 of L plus P01 of P, that is last year's price index number plus past year's price index number into 1 by 2, which is one and the same. Either you can divide P01 of L plus P01 of P by 2 or you can multiply 0.5 or 1 by 2 with the sum of last year plus past year's price index number. So either you can use this formula or you can use the simplified version. So P01 of DB equal to P01 of L plus P01 of P into 1 by 2, or that is equal to 1 by 2 into, instead of writing or considering the direct value of a P01 of L and P, you can consider the simplified version. In place of P01 of L, substitute the formula, last year formula, sigma P1 Q0 divided by sigma P0 Q0 plus past year's formula, sigma P1 Q1 by sigma P0 Q1 and multiply the formula by 100. Now the difference between the first and the second formula is, first formula is not multiplied by 100. If you look at the formula, first formula is not multiplied but the second version is multiplied by 100. Why it is so? In the first version, you consider P01 of L and P01 of P. So while finding last year, the formula is already multiplied by 100. While finding past years, the formula is already multiplied by 100. Since the formula is multiplied by 100, you will get the values in hundreds. That's the reason why first version is not multiplied by 100, because it is already multiplied and you are considering the direct answers. But in the substituted version, in the second version, you are not considering the direct answer, direct last year or past year's value. You are substituting in the formula to get the answer, right? So here it is simplified version. Since it is not multiplied by 100, in order to get it in percentage, the second version is multiplied by 100. First version, you are considering the computed values which was already multiplied, but in the second version it is the simplified version which is not multiplied. That's the reason why you are multiplying the formula by 100. Hope I am clear. This index number takes into account both base as well as the current year quantities as weights, because for last year's base year quantities are considered as weights and for past years the current year quantities are considered as weights. So in the computation of Dorbish-Bowley's, it is based on both last year and past years. That's the reason why both base and the current year quantities are considered as weights in the computation of Dorbish-Bowley's price index number. Fifth one, Fisher's price index number. Fisher's index number is the geometric mean of the last year's and past year's index numbers. As I told, first you should learn the first two index number, learn the formula of last year and past year, and the rest of the formulas are written based on those two formulas. Now Marshall Edgeworth is numerator plus numerator of last year and past years divided by denominator plus denominator of last year and past years, which is multiplied by 100. Dorbish-Bowley says AM, arithmetic mean of last years and past years. So this is the geometric mean of last years and past years. How to compute geometric mean? It is the square root of the product of n observation, right? So here it is the product, square root of the product of last years and past years price index numbers. That is P01 of F, Fisher's index number, P01 of F equal to geometric mean, so square root of P01 of L, last year's, into P01 of P. It is the product of last year's and past year's price index numbers. That is equal to, either you can use the direct version, direct formula, or the simplified one, which is equal to square root of substitute for last year. That is sigma P1 Q0 by sigma P0 Q0 multiplied by sigma P1 Q1 by sigma P0 Q1. So last year's into past years. Now multiply the formula by 100, because in the original version the formula is already multiplied. While computing last year's, you will multiply the formula by 100. While computing past year's, again you are multiplying the formula by 100. So first formula use the direct value. That's the reason why it is not multiplied. Since it is already multiplied, you are not going to multiply it again. But in the simplified version, the formula is not multiplied, therefore multiplied by 100. Fisher's index is called as ideal index number. Why? Why this Fisher index is called as ideal index number? So Fisher index is called as ideal index number because of the following reasons. First one, it is based on geometric mean, which is considered as an appropriate average for averaging ratios, which means here geometric mean is the best average for the construction of index number, because index numbers are expressed in ratios, and it is the relative changes between the base and the current year values of either of the price or the quantity values, right? So that's the reason why Fisher index is called as ideal index number, because mainly because it is constructed based on the relative changes where geometric mean is constructed for ratios and relative changes, which is an appropriate average. So that is the first reason why we call Fisher index as the ideal index number, because Fisher index is based on the geometric mean. Second one, it takes into account both current year as well as the base year quantities. So it will not consider one particular set of quantity values, it will consider both base and the current year quantity values. Third one, it satisfies both time reversal and factor reversal test. So this is the next concept about TRT and FRT. Fisher index number is the only index number which satisfies time reversal and factor reversal test. And fourth reason, it is free from bias. So because of all these reasons, Fisher index is called as ideal index number. Very important concept, important question for 2 mark. Last one, Kelly's price index number or fixed weight index. Kelly requires the weights to be fixed for all the periods, which means here you don't have specifications like base and the current period. Here quantities are taken as a Q, which is not differentiated as base year quantity and current year quantity. Here you are taking just quantity values, which is denoted as a Q, and you don't have specifications like base and the current year quantities. It is just fixed quantities, which is the Q. So Kelly's index is mainly based on the fixed quantity values, which is given by the formula P01 of, since it is Kelly's, right, K. P01 of K equal to sigma P1 by P0. So both numerator and denominator contain sigma. Numerator P1 divided by P0, and the quantities are fixed. So it is Q is fixed for both numerator and denominator. So the formula is P01 of K equal to sigma P1Q divided by sigma P0Q, and the formula is multiplied by 100. Here Q denotes the fixed quantity or weight for both base and the current period.